Hi there. It's me, Eric Farmer with the Tennessee Student Assistance Corporation. Sorry I can't be there today with you to present in person, but hopefully this is the next best thing. Today we're going to talk about what I can do to help you, or what information is out there to help you have a great senior year in the financial part of going to the college. I know you're excited. Last year in school, and you're about to approach a new portion of your life. Now, financing it is going to be a problem, or not a problem, but a little issue and challenge. If you did well in high school, 9th through now, made good grades, scored high on your ACTs, things like that, you should be okay. If you didn't do that, like myself when I was in high school, you might have a little more difficult paying for school. But there are different options out there, and we're here today to help you talk about the different options. My presentation today is not going to be as long as normal. It's going to be kind of brief and short, just kind of give you some brief highlights about everything. Like I said, I wish I could be there, but of course, if you have any questions, my contact information will be at the end of this presentation. So feel free to give me a holler. So let's get started. So this is your senior checklist. Of course, this fall, what you need to do is take the ACT or SAT if you haven't, and then you want to retake it if you don't like the score. You want to make sure that the ACT or SAT that you're taking will be used for scholarship purposes and not only admissions purposes. So you might need to have to talk with the admissions office to make sure that this ACT won't be too late, or SAT won't be too late to use for those purposes. You want to apply to several colleges, not just for admissions purposes, but for institutional aid and other scholarships there, and use the institution's net price calculators. They can give you an idea of how much it's going to cost you out of pocket to go to their institution. You want to start completing local and private scholarships for their, look at their applications. It actually starts pretty soon there, so you want to do as much as possible and do some research as early as possible, so that you can be on task and apply for as many scholarships and free money as possible. In the spring semester, you want to complete the 2014-15 FAFSA, which is not available until January 1st of 2014. You want to continue completing local and private scholarships, and actually during the spring, you should see a lot more of those local scholarships pop up. And then in March, early April, you will start receiving college acceptance letters, financial aid, award packages, things like that. You want to review those, make sure you understand everything about them, and ask questions as needed. This is the listing of the ACT registration dates and deadlines for the 2013-14 school year. The March 4th, 2014 date is only for our juniors. So if you have questions about that, you want to see your guidance counselor. Then you also have the SAT dates for the 13-14 school year. Most schools in the country will take either or. Sometimes they'll have a preference of one over the other. But when you get to that school, you can ask, or before you can ask. But the schools in Tennessee take either or, and also TSAC will accept either or. Next, you have the financial aid terms. First, you have cost of attendance, or COA. This is what it actually costs you to attend the school. All costs, not just the tuition, but tuition, room and board, fees, personal expenses, travels, and books are all included in the cost of attendance. Next, you have the expected family contribution, or EFC. This is the number that the FAFSA gives back to you once you complete it, and this number determines your need-based eligibility. The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. This is the application for the federal Pell Grant, the federal loan program, the Hope Scholarship, and the Tennessee Student Assistance Award, along with some other federal and state programs. In order to sign off on your FAFSA, you have to fill out a PIN, a personal identification number. This will allow you to sign off on your FAFSA, and the parent and student will need one. Student aid report is a summary of your FAFSA once your information has been submitted and processed by the Department of Ed. When you think of a scholarship or financial aid, you want to think about grants, loans, and scholarships. All three are financial aid. The grants are free money based upon need. Loans are money that you borrow that you have to pay back with interest. And scholarships are free money based upon merit, skill, and unique characteristics. Speaking of unique characteristics, what you might want to do is list your unique characteristics, like eye color, hair color, height, ethnicity, any illnesses you might have been diagnosed with, any unique things about yourself, and then Google search and see if there's a scholarship for those different things. You'll be surprised what's out there. Verification is a random audit of your FAFSA. Only a third of applicants of the FAFSA will be selected for verification, and it's actually a fairly easy process. And then you have the Work Study program, which is money received from on-campus employment. It's actually money set aside by the federal government for your child to work on a particular office on campus. It's a little different than the campus employment in the fact that some of the campus employment programs is money coming directly from the school itself, and anybody could possibly qualify for it if the position's available, where the Work Study program has a need-based component in it. When you look at the cost of attendance, most people just look at the direct costs, which is the tuition, room and board, and fees, and think they can afford a particular college or university. They kind of forget about the indirect costs, which are the books, travel expenses, and personal expenses. You want to look at everything here and make sure that you can afford it all. So this is your total cost of attendance here, and this is what's going to actually allow you to attend a particular school. So this is the number that you want to have. The total cost of attendance number is what you want to see if you can afford a particular school or not. When you're looking to cover your package at a particular school, you're looking at 4 different areas. You're going to look at the federal government programs, such as the federal loan program, the federal Pell Grant program. You look at the state with the Hope Scholarship, the TSAA, and other state programs we have. You have private sources like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, those entities, and of course the institutions themselves all have financial aid money to give to you to come up with a package to cover your cost of attendance. And you want to do a lot of research and see what's out there and make sure that you apply in a timely manner and before the deadlines. With the private aid, you want to talk to your school counselor because they'll have a list of different scholarships and whatnot that you can apply for. You also want to look at other high school websites. It's not illegal, it's not unethical. You're just using their websites as a resource. So think of a rival school that you might have and just check out their scholarships and think in your mind, hey, this might be a good way to get money for school and kind of kid around and I'll take all the other scholarships from their students. But you're not really doing that, because if you qualify for the scholarship that's on there, that means you have the right to apply for it as well. You also want to look at other websites like College for TN, which has a scholarship search engine, and FastWeb, which is a scholarship database. Those two are good areas to kind of start off on, but you also want to do your own research with other high school websites and searching individually with those different unique characteristics that your student might have. Now, the FAFSA, once again, is the free application for federal student aid. It's not going to be available until January 1st of 2014. You want to make sure that you're going to be filling out the 2014-15 FAFSA. You want to make sure that you go to FAFSA.gov. That's the correct website. The reason why you want to do it as soon as possible after January 1st of 2014 is because of our state grant. We're distributing the money a little differently, but you still want to apply as early as possible. Even if you don't qualify for the state grant, it's advantageous for you to fill it out early so that you'll know what your financial aid package is earlier and get more information back earlier so you can make the proper decision on what school to attend. When you fill out the FAFSA, you're applying for the Federal Pell Grant, the Federal Supplemental Education Opportunities Grant, or FSEOG, and the Work Study Program. Depending on your EFC with the Pell depends on how much you get. The SEOG is based upon exceptional financial need, and the Work Study, which is also based upon exceptional financial need, is typically paid straight directly to the student. You're also applying for the Stafford loans, the subsidized and the unsubsidized programs. These loans are probably one of the better loans out there because through the federal government, the loan rates are pretty low. You have a 3.4 fixed percent rate for the subsidized, the 6.8% fixed rate for the unsubsidized, and then of course you have the Parent Plus loan. That's just in case you don't have enough from the subsidized or unsubsidized to cover your costs there. Also, by filling out the FAFSA, you're applying for the Hope Scholarship. In order to qualify for that, you need to have a 3.0 GPA or a 21 ACT score or a 980 SAT. If you have either one of those, you'll qualify for the scholarship. It's $1,000 for a community college, $1,000 a semester for the community college, $2,000 per semester for a four-year university. There's two supplements to the Hope Scholarship: the General Assembly Merit Scholarship, which is the GAMS. If you have a 19 ACT score and a 3.75 GPA, you'll get an additional $500 per semester. If you have an adjusted gross income of $36,000 or less, you'll get an additional $750 per semester with the Aspire Award, which is the second supplement. As of right now, if you qualify for both of the supplements, you're only going to get one, and that's the Aspire Award. There's also the Hope Access Grant, which is if you don't quite qualify for the Hope Scholarship but yet have at least an 18 ACT score, a 2.75 GPA, and a $36,000 adjusted gross income, you still can get some money and then eventually roll over to the Hope Scholarship. If you plan to go to the Tennessee College of Applied Technology, formerly known as the TTCs, there's also the Wilder Navy Technical Skills Grant, and then once again we mentioned the TSAA, and that amount ranges depending on the type of school that you go to. Some other online applications through TSAC is the NEMIC Order Scholars Program, which is our competitive scholarship, the Dependent Children's Program, which dependents of the firemen, police officers, and EMTs could possibly qualify for it. And then some of you might already be using the dual enrollment grant for the juniors and seniors. That also has a separate application, as you know. So like I said, this is a pretty quick presentation, not as long as others. If you got any questions for us at TSAC, you can actually like us on Facebook. Just search the Tennessee Student Assistance Corporation on Facebook, or you can follow us on Twitter, which is at TN Financial Aid, or then check out our website at tn.gov/collegepays, or you can follow me. This is my contact information. Eric.farmer@tn.gov is my email address. 423-326-7198 is my cell phone number. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and I have a YouTube page where this presentation is actually coming from. All you have to do is search eFarmer TSAC SE on either one of those, and you can find me. Once again, this is Eric Farmer with the Tennessee Student Assistance Corporation, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.